Hello guys, I'm going to be explaining today why C variables don't store values. So most people, they are actually confused. They think C variables store values. That's very wrong. We need to clarify that, and I'm going to be explaining. So think of memory as a warehouse. So your memory is actually a warehouse, and this warehouse have different compartments. So you have different compartments inside this warehouse, and each compartment have a label. Each compartment have a label, and this label is what we call variables. So let's say here you try to label this compartment A, and you give this one B, and so on, and you're trying to store your goods. So you can actually store your goods in any of these compartments. So what actually store your goods is not the variable, it's not the label. That's not what store your goods. What actually store your goods is the warehouse, is the store. That's what actually store your goods. The warehouse is what store your goods. And that's why most people, they actually make mistake and think variable stores values. It does not store values. It is just a label in the memory. I'm trying to clarify that confusion, and this is the best way for us to understand this. So let me talk about address, variable address. So let's say you store different values. You store different values inside this memory. So let's say this compartment is compartment Z, and you store 5 here. So you try to retrieve the 5. So there's no way your computer can actually retrieve this without an address, because the memory has a lot of compartments, so it's not going to know where your compartment is. So each variable has an address, and this address is what points to the compartment where this value is stored. So what actually happened when you say x equals to 5? So if you say something like this, x equals to 5, so your compiler is just going to go here and look for a memory space for you, and it's going to give this compartment a label x, and it's going to store values here, which is 5, and this x is going to have an address, so that anytime you need to retrieve this value, the computer is going to use this address to know where this 5 is actually stored. That's how variable works in C programming language. See you guys next video.